Hi guys, it's Mrs. Gerald again. Here I am. I'm going to be talking about the outline for your research paper that's going to be due soon. This is an actually very detailed description of what is basically going to be your paper in its entirety, but I'm going to go over the very topical things that you're going to need for your outline. So first of all, when you open it, you should see a link here to a video. Go ahead and watch that video. It has some useful information on how to structure your introduction. Most of you have done a pretty good job about your introduction, so you can still go through this and make sure that you're doing all of these key elements in your intro. Alrighty? For example, when you start with your opening, we talked about this, starting with your introduction, with a broad general statement, contextual information, something that is going to be relevant. All right. And then we did talk about your bridge sentence here. And here I go into a little bit more detail as to what exactly needs to happen for your bridge sentence. And then, of course, finally, your thesis. Now, you all need to make sure that you follow my feedback that I gave you in our discussion and that you make sure you state what your claim is going to be. Your claim has to be in your thesis. If it is not in your thesis, then you don't have a basis for your paper. Therefore, you need to make sure that you state your claim. What is it you are going to prove in your paper? A couple of other things to keep in mind is that you should not use first person point of view. I know in the introduction video that you'll see up here, it does use first person point of view. Please do not use first person point of view. It stands to reason that this is your opinion, your beliefs, because you are the ones who are going to be writing this paper. So therefore, do not use first person point of view. Also, keep in mind, do not use contractions. We do not use contractions in academic papers. Therefore, get into the habit of not using contractions at all. Alrighty, now I'm going to explain what's going to happen in your body paragraphs. I'm going to go over the whole thing, but you have to remember that for your outline that is going to be due, you're only going to be looking at the skeleton of this thing, which would be topic sentence, and that's it. Alrighty, but I'm going to go over the whole thing. Now, of course, this was for your introduction. You're going to write the whole thing there. And then once you get ready to write your body paragraphs, I want you to watch this video. All you have to do is click on it and it should take you to the link that I want you to watch. Now, body paragraph number 1. The very first paragraph after your introduction is going to be body paragraph number 1. Therefore, you start with a topic sentence. Your topic sentence has to start with a transition. For example, something along the lines that one of the reasons that blah, 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 blah. Or to begin with, blah, 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 blah. All right. And this first topic sentence has to state the reason, the first reason. Now you want to go in order of least importance to most important reason. So the first least important reason that's going to support your stance. What is it that you're claiming? And you're going to say a reason, why that's going to support it. And then if you want to, I have also included a little link here for linking words on how to link your transition words. And then this is for the actual body paragraph. You should follow your topic sentence with a supporting quote. A supporting quote is going to be from your sources. Whatever sources you finally decided to use, look for a quote that's going to support your reason. It has to support your reason. So whatever quote you're going to find it, you're going to quote it and you're going to cite it accordingly, the way I showed you in the other PowerPoints about how to cite your sources. All right. I want you to use transitions. Remember, you have to use transitions such as, for example, for instance, to illustrate, according to so and so, anything that shows that you are going to be giving a direct or paraphrase quote. Remember, either or. Don't use all direct, don't use all paraphrased. A happy mix of both of them, right? And then keep in mind that your quotes must be embedded into the text of your own sentences and not merely dropped in. Do not just throw in a quote in there, and just because you cite the author and the page number, that is not enough. You need to say something before, and you need to introduce what the reason for your using the quote. Okay? Remember that you have to use signal phrases. Again, this goes hand in hand with not embedding quotes. Make sure that you use signal phrases according to so and so. We see that building the wall is important as so and so claims that blah, 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 blah. All right. So this is a good source for you to follow. It's also a link. Make sure you click on it and it should take you to the link that I want you to see. It'll give you examples of how to do a direct and paraphrase quotes. All righty. About using signal phrases. Also, you want to make sure that you stay away from words such as state and says. Don't use those in your paper. Those are weak verbs. You want to use very strong words. And if you click on this link, it's going to give you a ton of rhetorically accurate verbs that you can use. Words like claims, proposes, suggests, maintains, contends, things like that. You don't want to fall into the trap of constantly saying says or states. Make sure that you click on this link so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. And then after you have your topic sentence, you're going to have a quote. Then you're going to analyze and explain. Now, what exactly does this mean? Everything you just said over here, you gave your topic sentence with your first reason, and then you provided a quote from your source. After that, you are going to analyze and explain both things, the reason and the quote. So, how does a quote or paraphrase support your reason in your topic sentence? You're going to synthesize the information that you just gave over here into a response here. You're going to elaborate. You're going to continue to elaborate what you are trying to illustrate in both of these, all right, with another sentence or two. Make sure that you want to stretch it out to another, maybe two sentences, all right? And then you can also add another direct or paraphrase quote that will further strengthen your claim, all right? Make sure that you add another one, and that's going to strengthen what you just said. And then you're going to cite that source accordingly. Don't forget to always cite your sources. If you do not cite your sources, you are guilty of plagiarism. So please don't forget to cite your sources accordingly, all right? And then after you have done that, you are going to provide a counter argument. Now remember, we don't want to go into very long, detailed examples of a counter argument. You want to get in and get out as quickly as possible. You're going to refute the opposition with a transition, such as, although building the wall is going to take the problem of immigration to a minimum, something such as, although the mere fact that we are going to be building walls between blah, 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 blah. All right. So you want to make sure that you use some sort of transitionary words that are going to show that you're going to be giving the other part of the argument, the other side of the argument, your counter argument. But as soon as you finish that, you are going to bolster. You're going to go back and you're going to say, nevertheless, nonetheless, in spite of this, regardless of this, granted, this may be so, but blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you make sure that you provide a concluding sentence that is going to wrap everything up that you have said in this very first body paragraph. Remember, guys, do not stray from your topic sentence. If your topic sentence is something dealing with a very first reason, make sure that everything that follows in this entire paragraph has everything to do with this first reason. Alrighty? Okay, and then once you finish with that one, these are for subsequent body paragraphs. All the body paragraphs that you're going to have thereafter, or you're going to write them almost the exact same way, for a couple of exceptions. Now, there is no set number of paragraphs. Alrighty, so as many as you need to continue to prove your claim. It could be 2 paragraphs, it could be 3 paragraphs, it could be 5 paragraphs, however many you need to help you prove what it is you're claiming. All right. When you get to the next body paragraph, again, topic sentence, and you have to begin with a transition. Now, what kind of transition? Another reason why so-and-so, blah, 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 not so-and-so. Another reason why building the border wall is not a good idea is because blah, 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 blah. All right. So you need to begin with a transition, and you need to state the second reason that will support your claim. And the second reason would be whatever it is you're claiming. All right. And after this, all you have to do is come back up here and remember, Do everything else the same way you did for very body paragraph number one. You're going to do the exact same thing for body paragraph number two, body paragraph number three, so forth and so on. You're going to follow the steps above, and you continue in that manner according to however many paragraphs that you continue to write. Now, once you are ready to wrap up your paper, you're going to get to your conclusion. And how do you structure your concluding paragraph? Remember in class, I explained that your introductory paragraph was like an upside down triangle. You begin with a very broad general statement that relates to your topic, and then you start chipping away at it to get to the very, very tip of it until you get to your thesis. Interestingly enough, concluding paragraphs are the opposite. You're going to start with whatever your thesis was at the very beginning, whatever your claim was at the very beginning. As we have seen, the border wall is not a good measure to have in place for our country, blah, 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 blah. All right. So whatever it is that you're claiming, you are going to begin with that. And then you're going to do the second thing. You're going to use a transition and explain how you have achieved your goal of persuading your reader to believe in your claim. To the financial risk according to our country, the blah, 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 the isolation from our neighbors to the south, and whatever here would be in your second sentence. And then third, you want to transition to a call to action statement. We should not allow this to happen in our country since blah, 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 blah. And what's going to make your conclusion really stand out is if you explain how the problem could or should be solved. Do you offer a solution? Do you offer some sort of a solution to the problem that you just talked about the whole way? So some sort of call to action statement, or you can explain how the problem could or should be solved. And you really want to end your paper on some sort of connection to the real world that's going to leave your reader with something to ponder. Make sure you end it on a high note. Make sure that you end it on something that is going to leave the reader something to be intrigued about, and something that will gain a little bit of satisfaction after having read the entirety of your paper. So this I just explained to you is how you're going to structure the entire paper. Now, for the purposes of your outline, when you start your outline, since you've already done your introductory paragraph, you've gone back and you tweaked your thesis accordingly. Make sure that you have stated your stance, your claim. All right. The way you're going to structure your outline is thus. So on a blank Google Doc, of course, you're going to title it up here. And again, it's going to be your first initial, last name, essay 3 outline. Alrighty. And then here, you're going to go to the center, justification, and the topic, whatever your topic is. Enter. Then go back to left margins, Roman numeral number 1, introduction and thesis. Make sure that you state what your thesis is. And then Roman numeral number 2 is going to be, in essence, reason number 1. Alrighty, and then whatever your reason is, don't put this in parentheses, whatever your reason is, you've stated right here, and then you're going to give your subtopics. Letter A, subtopic 1, and subtopic 2. And then, let's put out subtopic. And then you're going to go on to Roman numeral number 3, if I can get this thing to cooperate with me. There. Roman numeral number 3 is going to be reason number 2, so forth and so on. And then subtopic 1, subtopic 2, and then you're going to have reason number 3, and then you're going to give your reason, and again, topic 1, subtopic 2. And then this is going to be your conclusion. Alrighty, so this is going to be the bare bones of your paper. I want you to begin thinking about how you're going to be structuring your paper. Your least important reason here, second most important reason here, most important reason here, and then how you think you're going to conclude your paper. So this is what's going to be the essence of your assignment to turn in for your outline. You are going to be constructing your outline like this. Make sure that you type in what your thesis is, make sure that you put in your reason, and make sure that here you are going to put in your subtopics here, here, and in here, and then your conclusion. Righty? And that is it for my presentation on outline. I will see you guys soon. Bye.